Talk about flash, speed, and muscle. This bright red 7th generation Mustang is a real head turner at the Detroit Auto Show. But this one didn't come directly from the factory to the show floor. It made it across the country from Tacoma, Washington to Detroit in an event called the Mustang Stampede. Bill Hall is a journalist for Hemmings, one of several drivers who did that drive home. Bill, you were in the drive home this year. What is the drive home?
The drive home is an annual cross-country trip co-sponsored by America's Automotive Trust and the North American International Auto Show. And it's been the traditional kickoff for the Detroit Auto Show week. Basically, it's a caravan of classic cars, mostly classic cars that start at different points in the country, and then they converge on Detroit, hence the name, the drive home, the idea that these cars are coming back to Detroit.
Well, how is it different this year?
This year, America's Automotive Trust worked with Ford. It was the first time they'd worked with a manufacturer for a product rollout. And this was to commemorate the 6 generations of Ford Mustang and also feature the 7th generation car, which was a prototype that was heavily camouflaged, and it was going to be revealed in Detroit at the end of the trip.
Tell me about the Mustang that you were driving.
I was driving a 1971 Mach 1 Mustang. That was a representative of the 1st generation Mustang, which went from 65 to 73. We had one of each generation along on the trip, but ours was the oldest and probably got a lot of the attention.
And you would stop across the country and meet people with Mustangs? Is that what happened?
Well, they would meet us. They would wait outside our hotel parking lot. They would find us at breakfast, at lunch, and some of these guys would ride along with us 300, 400, 500 miles. One guy and his daughter probably did about 1,000 miles round trip in 72 hours to ride a leg with us. Really had no idea the width and the breadth of the Mustang faithful that are out there. You know, we may sell Lamborghinis and Ferraris on the coasts, but as far as middle America goes, the Mustang is king. And there were Mustangs everywhere. Everyone had a story with a Mustang, and it was really great to see people turn out.
You finally got to the Detroit show just before media days. Tell me about that experience you had as you arrived here.
Well, it was pretty incredible. We actually went right to Ford World Headquarters, where it was called the Drive Home to the Mustang Stampede. And so we had 1,000 Mustangs at that point queued up over at World Headquarters. And we had a police escort all the way down to Huntington Place. And it was the most incredible thing I've ever been a part of. I was actually in the lead car, driving the lead car. So it was a police escort on the freeway, and quite a memorable event.
Talk about the what it means for Ford to come out with another internal combustion engine Mustang in this day and age of electrification.
Yeah, you know, there was a long production delay on this Gen 7 Mustang. And I think there was a pause where they really considered whether they were going to go forward with a ICE Mustang or whether they were going to try to do electrification at this point. After they reconsidered it, they doubled down on the ICE, and but I'm sure the next one coming down the line will be electric. But this one is a kind of the last of the line. It's a fun car. It's really a toy. You know, it's got things like line lock or the drift brake. It's got a remote rev that you can rev the engine from your key fob. And it's very interactive. It's really almost like a consumer electronic device with the flat screen instrument panel and some of the connectivity features. So it's a stopgap measure, but it's also showing us where they're going to be going in the future.
I really appreciate, Bill, you taking the time to talk, and hope to see you soon, maybe on a drive home.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you.